2015 has come to a close, so let's talk about the top 5 science fiction movies of the year. Top of our list is number 5, Ex Machina, starring Oscar Isaac, Domhnall Gleeson, and Alicia Vikander. This film brought a very realistic and dark future in terms of artificial intelligence. This movie not only made you feel compassion for the robot, but it also made you feel empathy and sympathy at times, and then excitement and fear at other times. This movie had a wide variety of interesting plot points that made for a very entertaining and also very intellectual film, making it worth watching and making it definitely one of the best films of the year. Number 4, Avengers Age of Ultron. Joss Whedon's sequel to the brilliant Avengers, culminating in all of the characters meeting up yet again in another movie, directed by Joss Whedon, starring Robert Downey Jr., Chris Evans, Chris Hemsworth, Scarlett Johansson, Mark Ruffalo, Jeremy Renner, and Paul Bettany, not to mention James Spader as the evil Ultron himself. This movie had the great feel of the superhero films before it, but at the same time the James Bond villainy that James Spader brought to the character of Ultron that ultimately felt like a futuristic robot apocalyptic film that got saved by superheroes. This movie had great action sequences, perfect choreographed scenes between the different superheroes, some great one-liners throughout. And to top it all off, this movie brought back the comforting feel of the Avengers and their familiarness with each other and how great these characters work together. Easily one of the best superhero movies of the year. Number 3, Ridley Scott's The Martian, starring Matt Damon. Now this movie stands out solely because Matt Damon is the main character in the greatest sense possible. This story gives you 3 perspectives. Matt Damon on Mars, all of his crew members going home thinking that he had died, and all of the people on Earth that are working for NASA trying to save him and get Mark Watney, Matt Damon, home. This movie worked on so many levels and made you feel so many different emotions throughout that this movie could even be considered at times a thriller as well as an action sci-fi movie. This movie had great captivating scenery, being mostly filmed in the desert of Africa, but it was also just amazing that so many elements of this movie felt realistic. It almost felt like a biopic of a future generation. It had moments of fear, it had moments of hope, it had moments of funny, it had moments of courage, and it even had moments of disaster. But altogether, this was easily one of the best action thrillers of the year. Not to mention, Matt Damon was amazing in this movie. It's worth watching just for having Matt Damon joke about being the only person on Mars so many times. Number 2, Mad Max Fury Road. It truly is George Miller's baby because he had the original trilogy with Mel Gibson, but he had been trying to make this movie a reboot of the Mad Max franchise happen for years. Not to mention that this movie was primarily practical effects, having all of the car chase scenes actually happen and a lot of the explosions as well being real. So this movie is beautifully choreographed, and all of the scenes in the background culminate in this beautiful end piece that was just magnificent. And last but certainly not least, Star Wars The Force Awakens is my favorite science fiction movie of 2015. Yes, it came out a week before 2015 ended. It easily tops the list, bringing back all of the amazing feelings that we felt in the original trilogy of Star Wars, neglecting and forgetting all of the prequel trilogy crap that people didn't like, and bringing in an element of fresh, diverse, and new to the Star Wars franchise, bringing in Daisy Ridley, a female character, as the main character of Star Wars, John Boyega, one of the first staple black characters in the Star Wars franchise to be a lead character besides Mace Windu and Lando Calrissian. This guy's actually one of 3 main characters, not a side character, which I love, and Oscar Isaac as Poe Dameron, not to mention bringing back the original trilogy cast members Han, Chewie, Leia, R2-D2, C-3PO, and even Luke Skywalker. The best thing about this movie is its connections to the original trilogy, which I won't spoil, but what I will say is that Kylo Ren is my new favorite bad guy. J.J. Abrams asked himself, how do I make Kylo Ren a proper successor to Darth Vader? And how do I almost take him a step above Darth Vader? And let's just say he did it. He did it perfectly. It's not ideal, but it works. Now the characters have motivation. This is a movie that is going to transcribe very well into future movies. Easily my favorite movie of 2015, at least in sci-fi terms, but also in reality because I've already seen it 3 times. What was your favorite science fiction movie of 2015? What did you think of my list? Post a comment below and let us know. And as always, guys, if you like this video and you want to see more like it, check out the channel below. I have a bunch of top 5s. I do movie reviews, reactions, and so forth. And if you want to get a t-shirt, the link is below. It's from a site called ZAZZLE. They're really comfortable, they're warm, they're nice. But the main question is, what was your favorite movie of 2015?